everybody, welcome. I am the Bump Master. Welcome to the show.
Wow.
I'm here with Dick Drawers, and we are...
And my weenie sneezed.
Excuse me, my weenie sneezed.
Wow.
Should we keep that in the podcast? No one will know what we're doing. I'm going to keep it
This
in.
is everything we just talked about the last 10
Oh,
minutes.
man. You
Wrapped up into 30 seconds.
Sometimes we should tape. We should record what we talk about at the beginning. Hi, everybody. Welcome to This Epic Disaster. I am your host, Disaster. I want to name like Mr. Disaster. I should be like Mr. Disaster, and you should be Ms. Epic.
Can your middle name be Danger?
It could be. It could be.
Okay.
Let's have a beer.
All right.
I will admit I'm drinking a little cocktail here with some gin. You know I love gin.
Yes.
I'm a fan of gin.
Yes.
I used to not know anything at all about gin, and now I do, and I like it.
So what we're going to drink on top of your gin?
I thought I'd bring that up.
I think it's a good thing for us to know. Although I already knew it.
I'm not drunk, but I actually just sniffed my can. I don't know why. Why would I have never picked a beer can up and sniffed it before. I hadn't opened it yet. That's what it was. I thought I had opened it, and I sniffed my can.
So
Dang.
here's the thing with gin.
We're not drunk.
Gin we aren't. We're just goofy.
Not.
We're just goofy right now. Rick gets naked with gin, but not until he has had a couple, and he's only had half of one. So I don't have anything to worry about. I'm still safe.
It's very light. What are we drinking, by the way?
We are drinking.
By the way, this is the live beer review. We should probably mention we do a live beer review every show, which means we're not just randomly drinking beer for you new people who are listening to the podcast.
All those new people.
We have a beer every show, and then at the end of the show, we'll tell you what we think about it. It's a new beer that we've never had before. And what, Ms. Epic, are we having today?
I will tell you, Mr. Disaster. Nice miss there on the garbage can.
Oh, it's never going to go in because it's full.
Because you haven't emptied it
There's no
yet.
chance.
All right, today we are drinking a beer by New Realm Brewing Company. It is United Craft Lager. It's 4.5% alcohol by volume, which is probably good. It's clean, crisp, crafted with pride. Let's see. Little blurb on the back. Great recipes are rarely flukes. After much trial and tasting, we came up with an approachable and super fresh combination of hops, malt, and flaked maize to make a superior lager. Light and easy drinking with just enough character to keep each sip interesting, this American lager was brewed to create common ground among beer drinkers. It's one our brewers are proud to brew, and we hope you're proud to drink. So pull up a chair, grab open? No, how about we crack open a cold one and enjoy a beer that brings us together. I got all the way to the last sentence before I jacked it up.
Tell me again who's the brewery? Who's doing this?
Well, if you hadn't thrown away your can, you would know. It's New Realm.
Should I say what I think of it so far?
Hold on, let me tell you where they're from first, because we don't want to get murdered.
New Realm.
New Realm. They're from the Outer Realm. Let's see. New Realm is in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, cool. I don't like this beer. I like this beer.
I thought you said I don't like this beer.
No, I like it.
Really? It's just a lager. That's
I
weird
know.
that you like it so much. Does
No,
it taste like...
That's what I usually like.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, it's good. Hey, how's everything going? How's your week? What's going on?
Wow, big week for me.
Really?
Big week for me.
What's going on?
Starting Monday afternoon, this past Monday afternoon, not today, the day, obviously, because afternoon hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So Monday afternoon, I got a new kitty cat.
A new kitty?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's not like a new kitty. It's not like a kitten.
All right, so let's bring everybody up to date. You, so when I met you, you had two cats that you basically raised from embryos.
Basically.
Up until whatever age that they were. And then they were siblings.
Yes.
One cat, the male cat.
Mm-hmm.
You brought them both to Atlanta when you moved.
From Alaska, yes.
So the male cat passed, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
5 years ago.
Wow, no.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That long?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was sudden and disappointing. And he was my buddy for a while.
He was my buddy forever.
Yeah, he's a little spicy.
He
was the loveliest kitty I've ever known, though.
Yes.
Now, you knew your girl kitty who didn't care for me at all.
Not unless I wasn't there for a long period of time.
Yeah, but she pretty much left me alone.
Yeah.
But anyway, she passed just a couple months ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so you were left without your entire family,
Yes.
and you had, except your puppy.
My puppy, because I
Still got your doggy.
Yep, I'd had her now for
But
almost.
that's pretty cool, raising cats from embryos till old age.
She was 18 when she passed.
That's amazing.
Booger was 13.
Yeah, so you had it. I mean, you're all she ever knew.
Yes.
And so here you are, no cats and a puppy, and you kind of thought, you know what? Maybe it's time to start exploring bringing.
Well, for several weeks there, I was like, I'm not getting another cat. I'm not getting another cat.
I remember
I'm not
that.
getting another
I remember
cat.
saying I wasn't going to
I'm
get
not.
another dog a week before I got a dog.
I'm not going to get another cat. I'm not. And then something happened where a friend of a friend, or actually a friend of mine, I would say, reached out and said, hey, I'm trying to rehome one of my cats.
Yeah.
And, I'm not happy about it, but if I'm going to have to do this, I'd like them to
necessary.
go to a good home.
Yeah, somebody that they
Yeah.
could see. Yeah.
And they could see, and they could see their kitty, and they could, know that it's going to a good house
Yeah.
and all that fun
It's a
stuff.
great situation.
So they were like, would you be interested in meeting them? Or meeting her, the cat. And I was like, well, maybe. Let me think on it. And so she sends me all this information about the cat, like how old is she? Does she have any health issues? Like, these are the questions I have, because
Yeah,
I don't want
right.
to take on a situation that I can't do a good job in.
Totally.
So, I asked these questions, and she sends me a bunch of texts about this cat's particular health. And I thought, okay, give me the weekend to think about it, and I'll hit
You mean like the rap weekend? Oh,
No.
you mean like the real weekend?
yeah, like an actual weekend. Give me a couple of days to think about it, and I will get back to you.
Okay.
And I didn't get back to her.
Uh-oh. So you lied, basically.
No, I didn't lie. I was still
I
thinking
mean,
about
why would
it.
you want to leave your cat with a liar? That's my question.
Oh, fuck
I know.
off. So basically, she says, so what do you think? Are you interested or not? And I was like, well, I don't know. I just don't know, right? So she gave me time, and then she's like, why don't you just come meet her?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And it took us several weeks for me to come and meet her, even.
Do you believe in that? Do you believe in connection? I mean, I don't know that it's always important that you have a connection, but do you believe that certain animals and certain humans can actually have a bond?
I do. I think that a bond can be created. But I also believe that sometimes animals just take incorrect, like they just won't take to you. Like they like you rub them the wrong way. They don't particularly like you. Their style might not be what you're wanting. Like I might want another booger kitty who's gonna just cuddle all up on you all the time, instantly and forever.
And that's the danger too when because I know you're not replacing cats.
No.
But you are having a new cat when you've had others for 18 years.
Right.
And there is a danger of trying to make them kind of force them into the other cat's personality.
And that was one of my fears as well, because these are the only cats. Those two cats were the only cats I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
And well, except for when I was a kid, and I didn't take very good care of that one, I'll admit. But it was a family cat. But so I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to have expectations about this new cat, and then be disappointed, because then it would be my fault. It wouldn't be the cat's fault. It would be entirely my fault. So I just I finally said, okay, let's do this. And I went over there and I met the cat. And gosh, she's so adorable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she came out right away. Now obviously she's at her home with her other pet family. And
No idea her whole life's
Yeah.
about to change.
this person is just here. Hey,
Yeah.
hi, new person. Let's
Yeah.
meet you. And she let me feed her treats from the hand, and she jumped up into my lap, and she's so beautiful. And I thought, okay, maybe
Yeah.
maybe
I can do this.
yeah, yeah. And so, friend and I discussed, and we had some, things that we'd have to logistically figure out. I said, why don't you do this? Why don't you come to my house before, so that you can see where this cat would be going, so that you would be comfortable with it as well. Because that's a big deal, having to rehome a pet,
Totally.
and I want them to be just as comfortable as me.
And it was kind of a little bit sort of not against the will, but it's just like it wasn't really what she wanted to do.
No.
It's just out of necessity it happened.
Situation is that, it's a thing. So, so she come over a couple weeks ago and, see the place. We hung out for a little bit. She checked it out. She saw everything that the cat would be moving into, and then it was kind of a done deal. And then it took about a week because I got sick, what else is new? And then, so she brought her over Monday afternoon.
Left her?
After work. And,
dropped her off?
Well, she didn't just
Here
drop her off.
I
She
know.
wasn't like, here, take this, bye. But yeah, we hung out together. She was much more comfortable with her owner there than when her owner left. She just hid, basically. But man, it's been just a few days, and she is pretty much out of her shell.
Yeah.
Or I've brought her out a little bit. Like when I'm not in the room, she's hiding under the futon in the bedroom right now, and I have both a bed and a futon in my room. And she's hiding under the futon.
But that's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's fine.
Yeah.
She as soon as I go in there and I have food or treats, she will come out. Mm-hmm. She's using the litter box. She's eating. She's having her treats. She's fine. She's not acting out. She's not shaking in fear. She's loving on me when I am in there. She rolls all around on me and rubs up on me and wants her belly rubbed, and she purrs. She's happy.
So you think it's going to be a good one? Good relationship?
I think so.
That's good.
Yeah. But again, big change in my household because
totally.
I'll tell you what.
It's like you got a roommate for the rest of your life. I mean, you think about all of the life. I mean, okay. And I know I'm not saying this is a joke, but it's possible you would meet someone, be very serious, and even get married.
That is
I know,
joke.
but during the time you have this cat. So it's just like this cat can go through a lot of life changes now.
Yes.
Yeah. Who knows?
But
I mean, you think about your other cats went through like so much.
So like I
life.
said, I do have Toffee, my dog.
Yeah.
I've had her for about 3.5 years, maybe almost 4 years. And no, 3.5. And she, she's been the center of my world since Pretty Girl died. And Pretty Girl died before Christmas, by the way. It has been quite a while.
Yeah.
And February would have been Pretty Girl's 18th birthday. So I kind of... The bedroom was always Pretty Girl's space, so I've been sleeping on the couch with Toffee because I need somebody to cuddle, and Toffee's not allowed in the bedroom.
Okay.
So now that this kitty is here, I'm not sleeping on the couch anymore. So now Toffee's dealing with the fact that there's a new animal in the house, and I'm not sleeping with her on the couch.
Now,
anymore.
do they get along?
They haven't actually met. I mean, they met, but not like they haven't been left alone together, and they haven't been like together without a barrier between them yet.
Right.
Not because I think anything untoward is going to happen.
Your dog's good with cats.
My dog loves cats.
A little too much.
So she's sitting outside the little gate, the baby gate on the door to the bedroom, and just sitting there, very nice, very calm, sitting. I'm sitting, Mom.
Can I be a part of this?
I want to meet the friend. I want to meet the new friend. I can see the new friend. I want to meet the new friend.
Now, why don't you let her come in and like sleep in your bedroom, like on the floor or something? Or like get a
right now, that is the cat's safe space.
Okay.
And that wouldn't be fair to the cat.
Okay.
There is a little kitty door in the baby gate, so the kitty can come and go as she pleases. Mm-hmm. But the dog tries desperately to fit through it, but she can't. She's a little bit bigger. I know they will get along fine, but I want the cat to feel comfortable first.
Yeah, I mean, that will take a little while.
Yeah, and they're looking at each other through the gate. They're becoming familiar with each other through the gate. She's learning that, this dog is not trying to attack her, through the gate, stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to take that one slow.
So I've never really, I guess I never really believed that there was a weird bond between humans and animals. But I've had situations where it happened. So I had Kiefer, my dog that I
Yes.
had before, the dog I have now.
Yes.
He was always like my dog. I knew from the time I saw him, he's my dog.
Yep.
So he showed up as a stray at a friend's farm, and they kept him for a while, and then they knew that I really liked him, and they were like, we're getting ready to get rid of him, and so if you want him, take him. And I was like, oh yeah, he's mine. And I took him, and he was my buddy until he died. For the rest of, I think I had him 11 years. So something about that dog, I just had a bond, and he was mine.
Yeah.
And then the second time that kind of happened was I was cat hunting when I was living in Chattanooga.
Not hunting, but like looking
for a cat. And
Yeah.
I had gone to several locations, and I could not find a cat. I saw tons of cats. They were beautiful and they were just like cats. But it's like, that cat's not mine, you know?
Yeah.
And so...
And you weren't in any hurry.
No, not really. But I remember there was one Saturday when it was just like Adopt a Cat Day or something. So all of these pet stores had their cats out. And I just made the rounds, and I just knew I was going to find a cat. And I saw tons of cats. None of them was my cat.
Aww.
I just didn't feel like, I was just like, nope, that's not mine. That's not mine. So I remember being in one pet store, and I just thought, all right, it's the end of the day, not finding what I need. Mm-hmm. So I'm leaving. So I started to walk out, and right before I went out, I looked over to the left side, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. The pet store has their own kitties now.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at all the adopt kitties, but I didn't look at the pet store kitties. So I thought, let's go look over there. So I went over there, and they had their cats in these little...
They're like cubicles.
They're almost like aquariums.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I was just like, the first one, I was like, oh, cute kitty, but no, that's not mine. Just going on. And then I got all the way down to the floor,
Aww.
and I saw a kitty, and I was like, that is my kitty. And I was like, can I see this kitty in the kitty room, the little pet room, whatever they call it? And they said, sure. So I went in there, and I brought the cat in, and that cat immediately, she just rolled over onto her back and just let me pet. And that cat was just like, I'm your kitty.
Aww.
And I knew at that point, that's my kitty. And I was like, this is her. I'm taking her. And she has been my kitty ever since. And she's my kitty.
Yep.
She's the kitty. Like Kiefer was my dog. She's my kitty. So I'll have other kitties in my life, but none of them will be like her.
I remember you telling me, I got a kitty.
Yeah.
I was like, you did a what?
Yeah.
You did, huh? I was like, but I'm the cat person. You're the dog person.
No, I'm a cat person. And so she did the same thing. I brought her home, and she hid in furniture for like a week. She would not come out. And I thought, oh, man, this is not good. And I remember, I got a litter box, and I think I put the litter box in the room for her to use. She would not, I never saw her. She wouldn't come out. And I remember one time I went out and did something, and I came home. She was still hiding. So I thought, well, it's weird. I went into my bedroom. She had come out, and she had peed on my pillow.
She's like, you're mine. I told you were mine.
And I was like, oh, man, why didn't she just go in the litter box there? Apparently she thought my pillow smelled like shit or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
But so anyway, I bought some packs of gravy for her. Mm-hmm. I poured one in a bowl. She came out immediately, ate the gravy. She never went back. She's been out since. She's been perfect. She loved my dog, my puppy. Mm-hmm. She loved that dog. And they've been buddies ever since. And then she's just been the perfect cat. So I've had other cats. I love my wife's cats they had died this year.
Yeah.
We ended up getting another cat. I love that cat. He's fun. But it's just not, even Keely, who I love, my current dog, I don't have the same bond that I had with Kiefer.
Right.
That dog I love. I think my wife loves her more than I do. But I don't know. Sometimes there's just certain animals that you have a bond with. And
Yeah.
I don't know that you ever get over it. I
Yeah.
don't know that you ever have another one.
Also, when Rick says gravy, he doesn't mean like brown gravy from the grocery store. He's talking about cat gravy.
And she has to have it every morning. We haven't done this epic disaster. We haven't done our would you rather, which is a little late. So we should
Let's do it. Why not? Just do it.
Do the would you rather.
Just do it.
Am I doing it first? You're dropping first.
You're reading, so you need glasses.
I'm reading. I'm going to pull some glasses. You go ahead and drop your yellow one.
It's purple.
Purple is.
Oh, it would have been yellow.
I know. Purple is food and ingestion. Would you rather vacuum your living room by inhaling? In other words, you're going to.
I'm going to go do lines.
You're the vacuum.
I'm going to go do lines on my
You're
floor.
Sucking it up.
Yes.
Or lick clean the kitchen floors, countertops, sinks, and tabletops.
I'll vacuum the living room.
I don't know why. What are you going to get on the living room? Dust, dirt. If you're licking the kitchen, at least every once in a while there's food. I mean, you got an unpleasant situation either way. At least in the kitchen, you get a little bit of reward every once in a while.
I have no carpet or rug, so I'm just
You're
sniffing.
getting just hair.
Just hair.
Totally.
Just animal and human hair.
Yeah. And
That's
you kind of have an open concept. I don't know that your kitchen, you could tell the difference where your kitchen ends and your living room begins.
Oh, I know where it is.
Okay.
There's a line.
Okay.
I'll draw it.
Here I go. Excuse me, my weenie sneezed. All right, here we go. Red.
Ooh, red is pain, fear, discomfort.
Dana Gould. I stole that line from Dana Gould.
Yes.
Excuse me, my weenie sneezed. Funniest thing I've ever heard. Out of context, probably not as much.
It is funny, though.
It's hysterical.
Would you rather have to eject out of an airplane
No.
over Iraq?
Why Iraq? Okay.
Because this was probably made during...
in the 80s.
Yeah. Or the wilds of Africa.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I'll do Africa.
Okay. Why?
It's fun.
Sounds like fun? But you wouldn't jump out of an airplane to save your life.
Not to save my life, I might. I'm not a daredevil. I don't like heights. I think in my wildest imagination, I can picture myself skydiving. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's something I would just say never, ever, 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 ever would I do it.
You used to.
No, I just said I don't want to. But I would not say I never, ever would. Okay. It's just not something I don't plan on ever doing.
Okay.
But I'm not completely against it.
Okay.
And then, but Africa's fun. I mean, when you think about it, what animals would be bad in Africa? Any kind of cat, big cat. You don't want to run into the big cats.
No.
I've heard that hippopotamus are really mean.
Very mean.
And will kill you.
Yes. Because you're food to them.
And the rest of them, I don't know. I mean, what else? Stay away from the big cats.
Stampede. Any kind of stampeding animal.
Yeah, but most stampeders... I had to work it in. Most animals that do stampedes are the like, what do you call them?
Wildebeests.
Yeah, cowy kind of things. Deer, cow, buffalo.
Deer,
but they
cow.
don't want to eat you.
No, they don't want to eat you,
No.
but they will kill you just by trampling you.
Snakes. I'm trying to think of the dangerous animals. Snakes are going to be dangerous. Any of the big cats, dog, like dingoes, wolves. I don't know.
Hyenas.
I'm trying to think of hyenas for sure.
Yes.
They could kiss my hyena.
They won't
snakes.
kiss
I'm
it.
trying to think of all the dangerous
Spiders.
What are the most?
Monkeys.
Baboons, I think, could be kind of dangerous, don't you think?
They're extremely dangerous.
Chimps are just vicious.
Yeah, they'll just throw shit in your face.
No, so there's a story about this, and I don't want to go too far into it, but chimps will rip parts off of your body.
Yeah.
When they get like really, really like they go crazy, they will rip your stuff off. If you're a dude, they will rip it off. They will rip your face off. They will like dig in and rip it off. I mean, read some of that. There was a story that I read several years ago about a couple who kept chimpanzees,
mm-hmm.
and they would take care of them, and then they went crazy one day and they just mangled that dude. They mangled the dude.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Just
the
tore
things
into
he
him.
got. Yeah. So be careful with the chimps.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Bubbles didn't attack Michael Jackson, but I think that you just got to be careful.
I bet you Michael Jackson's doctor kept Bubbles sedated.
Bubbles.
Sorry, too soon.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how that worked out. I don't know how that relationship worked.
Interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, so, but still, I think I would take my chances. I would jump into, and I'm not afraid of Iraq.
I'm not either.
You know what I think? Here's what I think. So, yeah, let me go ahead and say this. I'm going to say, I was going to actually write.
Say it out loud.
I was going to write this as part of the podcast, and then I couldn't figure out how to write it, and I didn't have the time, but I'm going to just say it on the podcast.
Okay.
And I started thinking about this whole war situation. I don't even like to call it a war, but the whole aggression that Russia is having against Ukraine. And, you know, I think they expected more people to kind of take sides and not as many people to take sides against them. And I just started thinking about that, and I started thinking about even like in America when we do, I don't know, it's been a while since we had a war, but I mean the desert wars that we've had or whatever in other countries and all this stuff. It's not like it used to be. Like now, when Russia expects everybody to kind of like take their sides against Ukraine,
and rally and
it's like, you know what, they're our friends.
Yeah.
No one is stuck in a pocket anymore.
Right.
We watch their videos on YouTube. We learn how to cook special recipes from them. We see their pictures on Instagram. We know how they live their lives. And it's not just Ukraine, but in Russia. The people in Russia who are kind of uncomfortable with what's going on, we feel sorry for them because we see them. We watch their videos. We're in a global community now. War is not like it used to be. A country cannot just come out and go, you know, these are your enemies now. You're going to have to be against them.
And that's because the war machine used to be propaganda. You used to be able to tell an entire country full of people that this country that they've never barely even heard of, have never seen a photo of, these are all barbarians.
Yeah.
And they're all these horrible people and they're doing these horrible things through propaganda. But now we have insight into their lives and we know that's bullshit.
Well, yeah, it's all propaganda. Russia's doing propaganda now, but I think what I'm getting at is the climate is different. We know these people now.
That's what I'm saying.
We're a family. It's not as easy as just going, we're okay with that happening. Even when you were talking about, well, not you, but I mean, the question was saying jumping in Iraq. And, you know, when I was like in the 80s, well, I mean, Iraq is kind of benign now, let's say Iran. But in the 80s, Iran was our enemy, our arch enemy when Reagan was president, because Iran took a bunch of hostages and it was a scary country and they hated America. Well, now, and that's probably, you know, some of that might be still surviving, but we have relationships with people in Iran now, thanks to the internet. We have relationships with people in Russia. We have relationships with people in Ukraine, with people in China. So it's not the same kind of thing. You can't just say, we're going to declare war and these people are our enemies and you're going to have to believe that.
Right.
I just don't think war is going to be like it used to.
I don't think it ever can be.
These are our families.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people pray with the people. We worship with the people. We know their babies. We see what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
We have become attached and we've shared experiences with them thanks to Instagram or TikTok.
We cook along to their videos. We, like you were saying about the recipes,
Yeah.
you know, we chat with
Yeah.
them. We Zoom with them.
Totally.
You know,
In some ways, we're closer to them than some people are. I mean, our country's divided.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavily divided, you know, between conservatives and liberals. But in some ways, we're closer to them than we are to people in our own country.
depending on how you develop your relationship, yeah, that's very true.
It's going to be very difficult in the future for countries to declare war, just all out war. You're just going to have to ignore it. And these people, I think you're going to get a lot more resistance than you used to. I mean, there are Russians protesting against what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, in Russia, that's almost unheard of. And the people they're being punished for it, but still they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Chinese protesting against the Chinese government.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that takes some balls to do that, you know?
Pretty much the only country that they're not, I won't say they're not ballsy enough to do, because they're probably ballsy enough to do it, would be like North Korea. You know, right now North Korea won't allow that into their country. They won't allow insight. They won't allow, South Korea will, but North Korea doesn't allow you to get on these websites.
Right.
That doesn't, so you don't
But that's why.
have the opportunity.
Totally.
And so North Korea can turn around and say, you know, leader of North Korea can turn around and say, you know, so-and-so country, you know, Kazakhstan or whatever, we're gonna go kill them.
But that's the thing. Once you start introducing information, you start introducing the ability to meet other people, to see other people, to be open. You do that. You kill dictatorships. People, if you notice, whenever there's a dictator, and Russia did this and this, the first thing that they did, they start limiting information.
Yeah,
We don't want people knowing things.
right.
You can't know things because if you know things, that's not good for us.
The only thing
we
you
need
need
to
to
keep
know-
you dumb.
The only thing you need to know is what we tell you.
Yes.
Yeah. And if that's not good enough for you, then we'll kill you.
So I don't know. I think it's very interesting. I'm kind of proud of that, and I just like the fact that even a country like Russia cannot say we're declaring war, and the Russian people go, "Yes, we believe you, and we're going to do what you say." They're going to fight against it. Why? Because they know the Ukrainians.
And
They're closer to them than we are.
They have information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could never say to Mexico, "We're going to declare war on you," and everybody's just going to go, "Yes, master.
Nobody here would.
We believe you."
Nobody.
No, because
No.
we know people go to Mexico for their vacations.
Right.
We know Mexicans. We have friends who live in Mexico. We learn to cook Mexican dishes from Mexico
Well, some of our coworkers and friends grew up in Mexico
and still do.
and still do.
So I just feel like this is a global society now. People who believe in the lines that outline countries, they're dinosaurs. And most of them are in government now. You find out that half the things that government say, the government people, you just like, are they that out of touch?
Right.
You know why? Because they are out of touch. They don't associate with people. They don't realize that as people, we're developing a global community. We're developing friends who live in other countries, and they are the ones who look at divisions. They're the ones who think of the bombs. They're the ones that think if someone does something, we're going to attack them. We don't. I mean, you know, you're going to find a few crazy people who believe that.
And all they want is, you know, to be in power, and all they want is votes. And the only way they can do that is to scare you into it.
Yeah.
And anybody that comes out with a true and honest, you know, thought process just gets called names and gets labeled, you know, crazy person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's all money and power, and that's all it is.
Well, I love seeing that it's changing. I mean, it may not be completely changed in my time, but I just like the fact that we're all becoming a family. And that's great. There's going to be people who will close their mind and won't accept that.
Yep.
They are like the dinosaurs. They're going to be fossils. They're going to be people who are going to die away and disappear.
The people that close their minds and don't want anything to do with it, you know, and then they'll just, you know, disappear. The people that really want to get up in arms and fight against it, they will be put down.
Yeah.
They will be put down. It's not going to happen.
Well, there are
Sorry.
some countries, like you mentioned, North Korea, who still, you know, are able to do that to people. But unfortunately, we don't live in that society. So I think the Russians were surprised. The government was a little surprised at the reaction that they didn't get everybody just going, "Yes, we believe you. We're going to do what you say."
Where's my gun?
Yeah.
Let me help you. Yeah, no. No.
That's not going to be the case. All right. Well, anyway, that's my little soapbox. I wanted to kind of say that in this show.
So where we at?
We're okay.
Okay. We're okay.
Yeah. Talk about what you need to talk about.
So I wanted to talk about something. I have a form of OCD called pure OCD.
Huh?
Pure.
I don't know what that means. Pure? Is there like a tainted OCD? Is there like OCD that's centered around the taint? I don't even know why I said that. What are you talking about?
What would that look like?
Let's
hold on.
not go there. No.
Hold on. If you have OCD centered around a taint,
No.
what on earth would that look like?
Tainted
Like, what would you?
OCD.
What would you do?
I don't know.
Would you just be like, "Hi, I'm Cheri. Can I see your taint?
No.
I really, really, really need to see your taint, Rick. Show me your taint."
What the? No, don't ever talk about my taint on the podcast.
I've seen it. It's fine.
I don't think you have.
I know I have.
No, you haven't.
Oh, God, yes, I have.
No, you haven't. The fuck?
Wow, I don't even know if I can go on with this conversation. It's
I
supposed
don't.
to be
As long as
serious
it goes in
shit.
this direction, let's say we don't.
No,
Can I ask you a question?
please.
How much alcohol does this beer have in it?
It's only 4.5.
Okay, must be the
You must have overpoured your gin.
must be the gin then.
I'm just glad your clothes are still on, so I don't have to see your taint.
Buzzy, yeah. I'm feeling a little Ruth Buzzy, yeah.
Are you feeling Ruth Buzzy right now?
All right, go ahead. What did you say? Pure?
We're gonna move on. We're gonna.
Pure?
I can't.
I don't know what pure OCD is.
Pure OCD.
Oh, pure obsession.
So it's more obsession than compulsion.
Okay.
I obsess. I
I-
have obsessive disorder.
So tell me what that is. What's the difference in obsession and compulsion?
So obsessing about something and having compulsions that surrounding that obsession are different. If you have an obsession about something, or if you are just stuck with these weird compulsions for whatever reason, like if you're obsessed with germs, if you're obsessed with cleanliness, then you wash your hands constantly. Okay, so your obsession would be cleanliness, and your compulsion would be to wash your hands constantly. Got it?
Barely. No, I'm not being funny. I'm trying to be funny. I'm not totally sure I see the difference.
If your obsession is about cleanliness,
So obsession would be the thing that's on your mind constantly.
I need to be clean. I need to be clean. I
And
need to
then
be clean.
compulsion is what
is
you
to
do.
constantly wash. Constantly wash. That's
Kind
what
of
you're
see
doing.
those divisions.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you not know this little? How do you know this little about OCD?
All right, calm down.
I'm not gonna calm down.
Don't be so OCD.
Fuck off.
No, I'm trying to figure out the definitions. I need to understand, and I'm just trying to figure out what the difference between the two. So obsession is more of a mental thing, and compulsion is more of a physical thing. It seems like.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
And then
that's
disorder
one way to
means
look
that
at
they're
it.
screwed up. I'm just pointing it out.
Okay.
I didn't write it.
So I tend to obsess,
Mm-hmm.
and I hold the compulsions or I don't have as many compulsions. Let's say I can obsess the things that I obsess about, the compulsions.
So again, obsession is in the mental. So what you're saying is you mostly are mentally occupied, not as much physically occupied.
Correct.
Okay.
So I tend to obsess about people.
Okay. What about them? They're going to harm you?
No,
Hurt you?
I just obsess.
They don't like you? Different thing. I'm trying to understand.
You and I just had a conversation about this a few months back about how you were like, if I like find somebody I like and I start looking them up on the internet and stuff, is that obsession? Do you remember that conversation?
Not really, but I don't consider that obsession. No.
Okay.
I think that's smart, just doing some research.
But like everything you can find on them, and you're just looking and looking, and you're staying up until 2:00 in the morning, looking and looking online, finding these things.
Well, that would be if I do have an obsession with someone, yes.
Okay, so you understand obsession.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying I don't understand it.
Okay, and that compulsion is you looking things up online.
Okay.
Do you understand that now?
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
But compulsive would be that you're almost not controlling it. It's just like you're doing it all the time. Like I'm probably like you. I'd be more obsessed with someone, and then I would do the looking up, but I don't think I would be as compulsed to do that as I would be obsessed. So, like again, if I had a crush on someone, and I had just like was obsessed with them, I might look online to find things out, but I don't think I would do that compulsively. So, like, I would just be like doing it all hours and staying up late. Yeah.
But you have.
Huh?
You have.
No.
Have you not?
I have
Have you not ever just been looking at somebody's stuff over and over and over and look over and it's like 4:00 in the morning?
No. Not compulsively. No.
Okay. Anyways.
I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not judging you or judging anybody who does that. I'm just saying no, I haven't.
Okay.
That I'm aware of.
So for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
my obsession turns into where it's just constantly on your mind. Like
Okay.
you can't concentrate on anything else because it's on your mind. It's on your mind. It's on your mind.
People, like you're saying.
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
Like it gets to the point where I just hear the person's name over in my head over and over and over and over and over and over
Interesting.
again
Okay.
while I'm trying to focus on other things and do my job and live my life.
As an object of affection, or just somebody you know?
Or just somebody I'm enamored with, or somebody. It doesn't even have to be a romantic or a physical attraction.
Well, enamored means kind of,
Yeah, it's just somebody that I'm super interested in.
Okay.
Somebody that has piqued my interest to the point where I am suddenly just obsessed with this person.
Okay.
Now,
Celebrity or just local?
Anybody.
Okay.
Anybody. Dead or alive.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. And I have been keeping myself from indulging my obsessions.
Okay.
And by indulging my obsessions, what I mean is allowing the compulsion to happen.
Okay.
But I have found recently that if I go ahead and I indulge my obsession and I allow that compulsion to happen, I can get it out faster. Like it's almost like I get bored with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Basically, it can take up an entire weekend. It can take it up an entire week. I can lose a day of work. Like, I'm talking, it can be bad by compulsing or being compulsive around this obsession. And then, if it's an actual person that I know, I've lost friendships over it. It's like, hi, what are you doing? Hi, what are you doing? What are you doing today? How are you today? What are you doing today? What are you doing tomorrow? Blah, 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 blah. And it causes me to lose what I am obsessed with, if that makes sense. When in reality, I'm just trying to be your friend, or whatever it might be, or I'm just obsessed with you right now, and I want to know everything I can about you, and the only way I can know everything about you is if I'm with you all the time. If that makes sense.
Well, I think that you need a filter. So that might be your issue. So there's the two of those can operate separately, but when they operate together, it's the problem. So there's nothing wrong with being a little obsessed with someone. I think we all do, especially if we meet someone that we kind of are attracted to, whatever. We might get a little obsessed. And then we might also want to compulsively find information about them. That's a bit of a problem, but it can be okay as long as it's a personal thing. But when that compulsion starts bleeding over into the obsession, and you start doing like what you were talking about, where you start like being overbearing to them before you even know them, and they're like, holy shit, this person is just like too much. That could be the problem. So it's just like, if you could keep your compulsions to yourself for a little while.
That's the thing. I can't.
But that's the filter. That's where you've got to develop that little filter.
It's called medication.
Medication might be the filter. That's true.
I have found, I started a medication a little over 6 months ago, specifically to treat not only OCD, but anxiety.
Okay, that's a good thing.
And because what really sucks is that my OCD, I'll find, oh my God, I'm obsessing. I can tell I'm obsessing. Like, I recognize the fact that I'm obsessing. That makes me anxious.
Yes.
And then I get anxiety over it, right? And so I indulge my obsession to just go ahead and compulsively try and get it out. And then I obsess more. And that makes me more anxious. And it's just, it turns me into this person who's like, I can't come into work today.
Yeah.
I just can't. I haven't slept in like 48 hours. So,
okay.
Anyways, I was put on a medication to treat this. Now, I have found that it has helped with my anxiety.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, big time. And it has helped with, I wasn't sleeping more than 2 hours at a time. I won't say 2 hours a night, but 2 hours at a time. And then I'd be up for 2 hours, and then I'd sleep for 2 hours, etc. And when you only get 8 hours to sleep, that's not a lot of sleep. And it gets old. Sleep is better. Anxiety is better. OCD has gotten worse.
That's weird.
Worse, yeah. So I have another appointment, and we're gonna see what we can do about that. And I don't know what the treatment's gonna be. I'm a little concerned.
I would think that OCD is kind of really attached to anxiety.
They very much so, yes.
So it would seem like that would kind of help.
And that was the hope, and that
Yeah.
was and this particular medication has had good results helping with OCD and anxiety.
The last person I was obsessively compulsed with
That's
was 20 years ago. It was unhealthy. Totally. Almost ruined me.
Yeah.
But it was all my fault. It was like not their fault at all. That's the weird thing.
But
it's like they don't do anything to encourage it, to change. It's all you, and it's all your head. But I mean, that's what a stalker is. I mean,
exactly.
No one stops. I mean, no one encourages the stalker.
No.
It's the stalker's OCD.
So I have turned into a stalker.
But you're not a stalker really if you don't. That's what I'm saying about that filter. When the compulsiveness comes out into the obsessiveness, then it becomes stalking, then it becomes dangerous. But if they're two separate things, it can kind of survive. There's nothing wrong with researching someone. There's nothing wrong with looking up and finding out information of people that you're intrigued by.
I'll be honest with you, in my early 20s, before I had been diagnosed with OCD, I actually... and this is confession time. There was somebody that I was so obsessed with. I drove past their house probably 10, 20 times a day.
Yeah.
That's stalking. That is stalking.
Yes.
And I did that. And if I saw anybody's car outside their house, I would take down the license plate and I would look it up. I'd see who it was.
Sure.
That's stalking.
I get it. I understand.
And thankfully I didn't get in trouble for that. I put the kibosh on it right away. I think it's okay to say that word. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Sorry if it's not, but I feel the OCD getting bad again.
Yeah. Well, at least you recognize it. That's a first step, and it's a good step to recognize it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
keep you updated on that, I suppose. Yeah.
I would love to go into the details of the situation I went into because I feel like it would be useful to people, but it's kind of a personal thing that involved someone else, and just to protect the other person, I don't think I would go into it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did some unhealthy, really, really unhealthy things, which I knew at the time was unhealthy.
Right. You recognize yourself doing it.
And it's just like, what am I doing?
Exactly.
But I was going through a depression at the time, and it was my escape from the depression.
Exactly.
And I think I knew it, but it was just so much hitting me at once and so much crap that was going on at once. But I can remember like it was yesterday. I was in the restroom. I was sitting in the restroom. I felt like I was having a heart attack, literally. I was sweating. My anxiety level was so high. I think I had adrenaline, everything. I was a mess. And something in me just popped. It just went. And at that point, I was just like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why am I doing this? And it just like that quickly went away.
Really?
Totally. I dropped it all. It was like, I don't need to do this. I mean, I have to say I was lucky because some people don't get those moments.
No, they don't.
But it just like as quick as it, and I guess it wasn't quick, but I mean, it just boom, just disappeared. And I could feel it like escaping from me, like going away. And I was just like, oh, wow. I don't know why. What have I been doing? Why have I been doing this? And it went away, and I was fine.
Interesting.
Isn't that weird?
Well, sometimes...
And I mean, for like 4 months, 3 or 4 months, I was a mess. I mean, horrible.
Yes.
I felt so sorry for the person. I did not reach out to the person. The person was kind of a friend of mine, and I did not reach out to the person as much as I would have liked to, but I reached out to the person too much.
Right.
Too many times.
Right.
That's way more than I should have.
Yeah.
This person was, I was going to say might have been young enough to be my daughter, but no. But way too young for me.
But every time you thought, I'm going to call him, no. I'm going to call him, no. That caused you anxiety. Like you knew I had just got off the phone with him an hour ago. I shouldn't call them now. If I call them now, it's going to look weird. And that's going on in your head. And then you're like, okay, no, don't do it. But every time you do that, you're like, well, when can I? When can I? And then the next time you reach for your phone and you're like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Every time you do that, it causes you anxiety.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
It does. I mean, it's not good being a slave to your mind. It's not.
It's not.
I would suggest to you and to anyone else meditation.
Yeah.
Just wrote a little article today about meditation, posted on my website. But meditation can help. I would suggest, because it's not perfect. You don't have to be a perfect meditator, but it can help, especially over time. Do a little bit at a time, and it might change a few things.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm open to whatever. I used to
It's
meditate
weird.
all the time.
I mean, it's one of those things that you need counseling for sure.
Yes.
You're lucky if you can get out of it on your own, which I did, but your mind cannot educate you in times like that, because your mind is the problem.
Yeah.
Your mind is not whole. Your mind is askewed, and so you can't take your directions for your mind. You can't let your mind dictate what you're doing. So that's when you really need someone else who can kind of give you another viewpoint. Otherwise, you're screwed.
You just keep on down that road.
Yeah. So a friend or a counselor or anyone who that you trust their point of view, or you trust their judgment, it's good to share that with and just listen. You don't even have to take what they say to heart, but you do just give them an opportunity, because they may be able to say, this is going on, and you go, oh crap, I didn't even notice that. Because your mind, it's just like being physically damaged, or physically disabled.
Yeah.
You're mentally disabled at the time. There's nothing wrong with it. It happens to everyone. Your mind is not functioning properly, and it helps to have someone as an outsider to go, your mind is not functioning properly.
Yes, it does. Yes,
And that doesn't mean it's going to change things, but it gives you a little more stuff to play with. You can kind of be like, oh, wait a minute, look what I'm doing. The person I talked to told me that this might happen, and that's what I'm doing. So now I need to pay attention.
And one of the reasons that people don't do that is because there's a lot of shame wrapped up in it. You think, if I tell somebody that I'm doing this, I'm going to look like an idiot.
And so what?
I know that, but in the moment, so what doesn't matter.
No, but I'm just saying, we're all flawed beings. We're all weird beings who don't do the things we're supposed to do.
I agree.
It's what we do. It's what we are.
I agree.
So just the main thing is, when you're really getting out of control, the most important thing is seeking help, which is what you're already saying.
Yes.
You're looking out going, this is not cool, I need some help. So that's number one. And then don't expect perfection.
And don't expect it to go away instantly.
You just work on it.
Yeah, just keep working on it.
And no one knows what's going to happen. That obsession, that compulsion could turn out to do something positive. The main thing is, you don't ever need to be living under a situation where you're out of control.
Right. And this is definitely out of control.
If you have OCD and you're okay, you can kind of control it, that's okay.
Yeah.
But if it is controlling you, that's when you need to kind of go, I need a little help here. I need a rope. I need someone to kind of give me a hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you do that, and then you move on. You live the rest of your not incomplete, but
wow.
the rest of your flawed life, like the rest of us.
We all have a flawed life.
Yeah, we're all incomplete. We're all flawed. We're all just trying to get by. None of us are perfect.
None of us.
People who think or act like they're perfect, they're not.
They're not. Mm-mm. What's funny to me is when I have been obsessed with an actual person, like in reality, like a person that I know, not like a celebrity or somebody online. Mm-hmm. When I am actually obsessed with somebody like that, and then there is a separation, like I've taken it too far and they're like, get the fuck away from me. After a time, I find all the flaws in that person.
Yeah. And
I wonder, why was I obsessed with that person?
It always happens. I think that might have been what broke it for me that one time. It's just like you start realizing, wait. It's just a person.
It's just a person.
It's not.
They're flawed just like me.
But I will admit that I have some people, especially quote, internet celebrities or internet personalities or people I know through the internet that I love to research. And I wouldn't say it's in an obsessive way, but I just like following. I like looking at all of their pictures online. I just like looking and see what they do. Mm-hmm. But it's not so. I mean, I'm not ever trying to get in a relationship with anyone.
These days, isn't that what everybody does? Just follow all these pictures and stuff.
Sure. Be careful though.
Yeah, be very careful.
Okay. I think we need to shut down the podcast. I don't got nothing else to say unless you have something else to say.
I do not. Other than, what is your best of this week? Do you have a best of?
Yes.
What is it?
Spaghetti. That's my best of.
Oh, my God.
My wife was going to make a dish, and I named it spaghetti, and I think it's the best dish name forever in any name. I don't know what the dish is about, but it's like pasta. It's like spaghetti with eggs.
Basically, it's baked spaghetti with eggs.
Eggs in it.
Yeah. So you make the spaghetti in a pan, and then you put little divots in the spaghetti. Mm-hmm. So you make the sauce. Mm-hmm. Make the sauce.
Yep.
And then you make the noodles separately.
Yep.
And then you put the noodles in the sauce, and you spin it all up, and you make it all, mix it all up, and then you put these little divots. And then in those divots, you crack a raw egg.
Yeah.
And then you throw it in the oven.
And someone just called it spaghetti and eggs.
Yeah.
It was stupid. When spaghetti is right there to be taken.
Spaghetti.
And spaghetti, eggs, how could it be a dish that fails? It's like the two best things in the world.
But there's no potatoes.
You could add some potatoes, but spaghetti and eggs are fine. Spaghetti is fine. So spaghetti is my favorite thing. It's the best of the week. Spaghetti. How about with you?
My new cat.
Oh, now, cat have a name?
Eloise.
You keeping it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's her name.
You call her Elle. We
call
had
her
Ellie.
Weasel.
We call her Elle. You call her what?
Weasel.
That's what I call Keely.
Eloweasel.
Yeah, that kind of works. That's cool.
I got that from her mom.
Okay, you'll be calling her Ellie soon.
No, I won't, because there was already an Ellie, and I'm not going to do that. She's Eloweasel, or she's Weasel, or she's Wheeze.
Okay. Good.
Or Wheezy.
Well, let's move on and talk about this beer. We do have a beer that we cracked open.
And you finished yours. Well, we both basically are at the same. We have backwash left.
All right.
What we're drinking today, what we've drunk today, what we have drank today. We consumed. Something by New Realm Brewing Company. It's called United Craft Lager.
Yep.
4.5% alcohol by volume. And there's really, it's just a crisp, clean lager.
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 You rate it first? You want me to rate it first?
You go.
4.
Wow.
I love this freaking beer.
Really?
This is my one of my favorite beers we've had on the podcast.
Interesting.
I will say it's just your basic beer. Your just B flat, basic, regular beer. Not a lot of heavy taste anyway, but it is. I like it because of that. Just your kind of just regular beer. I love it.
Well, as we often say, it's definitely a food beer.
Mm-hmm, totally.
You could totally eat this with spaghetti.
Yep, spaghetti in this beer would be great.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Oh, man.
Just because it's like right there in the middle. I mean, it's a beer.
Yeah.
It's nothing absolutely special.
Yep, I understand.
There's nothing bad about it either.
No, and it is that. It is just your regular flat beer. I could have given it a 3, but because, I don't know, it just got a really clean taste, and it clicks with me. I like it.
Good.
So I'm going all up. I'm doing the 4.
Don't get obsessed with it.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for being our friend. Thank you for listening to us. Mike Faber, thank you for listening. Koozie Mike, thank you. I'm not going to name everybody.
Please don't.
Hey, you know what I saw? Koozie Mike posted some pictures. I keep forgetting that Koozie Mike is a reverend. He's a minister.
Oh.
And he listens to our podcast regularly.
You almost said he has to listen.
He doesn't have. God told him he has to listen. No, he has to. He listens to us, even though a lot of times I'm sure we say stuff about religion that he doesn't agree with, and a lot of times, I don't know. I think we've met Mike a couple times through Zoom. We probably have more in common with him than we have not in common.
Probably.
And he bought my art, so he can't be too bad.
He can't be all that bad.
But yeah, he's a kilt dude.
Yes.
Posts a lot of pictures wearing kilts, which is great. All of our friends out there, we love you. We love that you still listen to us, even though we're totally dumb. But we do.
Speak for yourself.
We do want to say thank you. And we have new listeners who listen all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I think my niece has been listening. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry.
I know. Can you imagine your uncle
No.
acting like this, and you have to oh my gosh, that's what I come from. But yeah, I like the fact that we're still getting new listeners, and it's great. You know what? I just want to say this. I'm going to say it really quick. Just be kind, everybody. We're in these weird times when everybody thinks that it's cool to be a dick. And I don't understand that.
I don't either.
You don't have to be. Just be nice.
It's
you don't have to agree with everything everybody says. But just be kind to people.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
know? And be kind and listen to our podcast.
At the same time.
Yeah, we have a lot of listeners out there. We should start mentioning by names. I'm not going to do them all on the show. Maybe in the future we'll. We need a Patreon where we could actually put the names of the people on our Patreon or something like that.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do that 2 years ago.
I've got some ideas.
Okay.
Maybe it might happen.
Ideas are good.
But thanks to our regular people, thanks to our brand new people, and please go to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com and tell us what you think of the show. Let us know.
Please.
We're also on thisepicdisaster.com. That's where you can find... that's our website.
Yeah.
I want to start writing some stuff on
It's
there,
our
too.
website.
We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. And the shows almost always appear on YouTube, and so you can listen to us on YouTube. I'm working on a new video. We need to do more videos. And so you can see our ugly faces, and you can see what an old 60-year-old man looks like.
Yes.
This year.
It's
Holy
scary.
crap. It's so stupid.
It's not stupid.
There are a lot of people who didn't make it to 60. I have some pride on that. I'm glad I did that. Still don't have a lot of gray hair. Almost no gray hair.
Almost. Pisses me off
which
every
is
day.
okay. I kept most of my hair, which is kind of cool. So I don't have a lot to complain about. But still, 60 is just awful. It's weird.
It's not awful.
I'm closer to death every day.
Oh, stop
I
it.
just keep
Aren't we
inching.
all?
Yes. I keep inching closer and closer.
All right. Let's
don't know.
let's call it a day.
I'm going to have a cigar. I'm going to smoke a cigar next month.
You said that last time.
There's only one. I'm going to do that, and then I'm not going to do another one for quite a while.
Until you turn 70?
Might have one of these beers, too. This new Realm United Craft Lager. Good beer.
Okay.
4. Rated at a 4.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
Excuse me, my weenie sneezed.
Okay, bye.
We'll talk to y'all next week. Next week. Bye. Are you there?
Bye.
Bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.